Great question. So, how is the progress of the URL shortener now that this official open source project? It was official before. You mean that now that it's part of Microsoft? Let me share my screen. View. Good question. Good question. Where is it? I'm not sure we'll be able to go in. Yeah. It gets great. Like, so if you didn't know, URL shortener is a tool to shortener URL that we create on this stream. And that's big, right? But no, we like big. And like, yeah, that was great. We have plenty of people, like maybe a little bit too big. There it is. A lot of people contributed to that project. So here are all the, this way, all the contributor. Recently, Azure Communication Services was looking for projects to shorten our URL while sending SMS. So they were like, hey, Frank, can we move your project under Microsoft? So they did. They needed to do some changes. So they did. So now you can call it, and I think that was always my goal, but they did it quickly. I still need to do a little bit more work to have it the way I want. And I have here, if we go to discussions, I won't be able to go there. But if you go in, you know what? Let's do this, open in private. Because my account is connected to my Microsoft account. So when I go on a Microsoft GitHub repo, I have a lot of privilege, so I need to be on a Microsoft device. So that's why I even created a new account for me to kind of be able to work. But now that I'm not authenticated, so see, I'm not Frank anymore, I can go in discussions, and here, yeah. So I want to share that in the chat, because that's my plan for the future. What I want to do is make the URL shortener core that will be really the brain, like the core, right? The brain of everything. And then I will have it in many different wraps. So we'll have it for the Azure function, just having the redirect. We'll have it in like the function, like in the Blazor, so the tiny Blazor WebAssembly. For their project, Microsoft, they didn't need any admin. They want everything to be just through like kind of a HTTP requests. But for many other users, it was not, like the UI was interesting, so I want to bring that back, but then I don't want to duplicate the code. So that's why, like, if I do a NuGet package and put everything in there, I think this way I could just like make a reference, make a wrapper, and it will be super fast. And we can have the function with everything in it, kind of the URL shortener CLI, and I think that's what Azure will be using in the future. So that's kind of my goal. I didn't work on that. Right now I'm working on a different project. I'm learning a lot. Like there was so much stuff. So much stuff that happens, but what I'm working on these days, and mostly all off screen, is this tool, the reading notes tool. So like I'm rewriting all of it. It's in containers, and I'm just so like I'm learning about minimal API. I push the envelope of like the way in fact, I kind of like, since Blazor started, I just kind of like learned my way through. So I read a book about Blazor. I read a book about minimal API. So I did a lot of learning for that. And now like I'm also having fun with Dapper. Discovered that and I was like, oh, this is cool. I want to do multiple, because I was like, this project reading notes, it's a bunch of little components. And I was like, that's perfect, and it's only for me, and it's not turned on all the time. So I was like, I will do a bunch of little container, and then I will deploy that. That was a strange noise. I don't know what it was. Where that thing is coming from. It was a weird noise, and it's coming from a corner of my office where there's nothing. Okay, yeah, so I will deploy that in Azure Container Apps. Yeah, so I'm working on that. So like I want to finish this to be able to start that other project. And at the office, many things have changed. Change teams, change managers. So like there's a lot of things. There's the MVP Summit coming up. I will be presenting. I'm doing a lot of moderation in there too. There's my show, Open Source at Microsoft. Strange because of the URL shortener, but those are not related. Those people didn't know I had a show called Open Source at Microsoft. In fact, many people don't know that I do open source code. So, game your too many projects. Whoop whoop. Indeed. No, so like I'm just trying to finish this, and then I'll probably but continue working on the URL shortener, because I think it's important to finish it. So like, because like there's people using it and I want to use it and I want more feature and I want some stability in it and things like that. But I have so many other idea of project I want to work on. At work, I am learning new tech also, so I want to practice those tech. So the way I learn is usually to build something. So I may start a new project to do that. I may change my stream habit, so I may start streaming 2 days a week. I'm not sure. Don't want to overcommit. I'm struggling streaming once, and I'm here promising, like not promising, but talking about 2. New manager, so I want to make sure like everything works and fall into places. I will be, and today is kind of a prep of about the talk I need to do on, when is it? The 24. So what date are we today? Today we are the 14. This is the 24. For Microsoft Reactor, it will be in French. So, and it's about Copilot, Codespace, how to get started with those things, how to use it. And if you know me, or like if you watch a few of my stream, you know I'm using heavily, not necessarily Codespace, but the DevContainer. But in my head, it's kind of the same thing, but one is online, the other one is on-prem. So I want to kind of show that. Copilot, I've been having fun with it, and it's very useful. And initially I thought it was just a buzzword, but no, it really helps. And I use it all the time, instead of like Googling something and like then copy pasting code from, and like you need to see all the response on I don't know, like Stack Overflow, things like that. I wrote a comment in my code, and it knows the context and like the suggestion match my variable's name and things like that. So that's what I want to use. And someone point out that in fact I did. Let me open the parentheses here. Let's have a look if I can find that. I want Reactor. I think it's Reactor 1. Yeah, I did some shorts, but now I think the sounds won't follow. Yeah, so I did 3 shorts. This one, this one, this one. You're like, that's my color. But it's pretty cool. Let's see if you can hear the sounds. Otherwise, I should paste it anyway in the chat. let's do that. But just to see.
This is part 1 where we experiment with Copilot. Bye-bye. This is part 1 where we experiment with Copilot in as many languages as possible. Let's start with SQL. Very common language, so let's give it a try. Let's create a list of all the person with a first name that start by the letter F, like Frank, but that don't live in Canada. Wonderful. Suggestion, select star from person
Can you hear the
with
sound?
first name like. See how it's
Could you hear the sound? Okay, you know what? I will share the link. I think it's pretty cool. I saw some message in the chat.
This is part 3.
This is part 3. This is part 2. Shh, Frank. Shh. Oh, you know what? What I forgot to do? Start the stream. Today is let's say Codespace. That's the name of the stream. Because we want CB to be there, right? Is there drop? Does the drop game works? Yeah, drops game works. So yeah, so like in all those shorts that I did, the goal was just that's how I use Copilot like a lot. Hey, Fragbird is here. I just start the drop game, so you know. And as you can see, I landed way at the other end, but looks like you will be very close. Ah, so close. But you know, Stefan will be landing. No, Stefan, you miss it too. So, like I said, like I write a comment. So have a look to those shorts. I think it's cool. Give it a thumbs up if you like, and make suggestions. You can write comments. I was hoping people would say, "Hey, try this, try that," and I would do it. Who landed? A gamer. Cool. Congrats. So yeah, so I write the comments and Copilot write the stuff, and it's pretty good. So here, like I say, hey, I want to see like the best one. So like it's sorted. No, in that one it was just like starting by what with. So like it was, you know, really doing what's supposed to be. How I do that again? Nope. Windows 8. Nope. Control Windows 8. Nope. Control Alt 8. Nope. I thought it was that. How do I zoom? I thought it was that. Alt Windows 8. Ah, there it is. So like, it's really saying like start with F, and like I was saying Canada, and it understood that Canada was a country. So, and another example I'm doing, I was like, okay, and I think it's in that one. I did stuff with Ruby where I say like the best, so it's sorting but reverse. And I think in the last one I'm doing HTML, no, PowerShell, Markdown. Forgot, like I think it's which one? Oh, it's in that one. I'm doing C# and like say like do this, and like it's doing all the code. It's very powerful. It's really helpful. Okay, let's catch up on the chat. I ran my LLM on my machine for the first time. LLM. I'm really bad with acronyms. Game Lord, what's LLM? Well, in pure CPU mode, GPU 2 week. Numic, well, the model config ChatGPT. Oh, is it learning large language model? Okay, so ChatGPT. Yeah, see, so that part I'm not interested to do, but it's cool that you did try. But yeah, I'm assuming it must require like a very beefy machine, right? I'm more interested to see how it can helps me, and not replace me, but helps me. Yeah, so AI taking the world. Sounds works. Oh, so you could hear it. Oh. I swear I lit it twice in a row in your stream last year. Okay, so the plan of today is, like I was saying, I want to do a talk, and it's all about Visual Studio Code Day coming up soon, and they say, hey, it would be cool to have like a pre-day, and I was like, I could share that, and someone pointed out this repo, and looking at the contributor, it was like, oh yeah, I know those people. I'm sure it will be awesome. So what I want to do today is kind of explore that, see what could be interesting, how we can use it, or how I can use it for my talk. Let's go a little bit smaller here. How I can use it on my talk. So I will follow this, so I can share this. I think it's a project that is really interesting. Oh, I should, do better. I should do note. Codespace example. I think it's notes plural though. No idea. See, I would like to rewrite my chatbot also, because CB, I love you, buddy, but you're in JavaScript. And yeah, I wish I could just like quickly add feature in it without breaking everything. JavaScript is good, but I'm not good in JavaScript. Okay, so first thing first, we'll fork that repo, and we'll follow the instruction to see what is it, like what they make us do and things like that. And we'll have fun, deploy that, explore. We have about an hour and a half to have fun with it. And yeah, and except if you understand French, then that's it. Oh, one thing I can share with you, Stefan, because I don't know if you're still there, because I know they will do like a better version, not a better, but like they will simplify. But last week, let me type. It's Azure Developer, I think. Azure Developers? No? Developer? Yeah, doesn't look good. Last week there was the developer day, and I was supposed to be presenting at that event, and so here that's the full event, right? No, that's a tease. Where is the 6 minute? Where is the event? Was not there? Join us. Oh, maybe they removed it because they will share. I thought it was the. Oh no, they removed it. Oh no, it was live. There it is. There it is. Azure.NET Day. Yeah, okay, so let's open that here. I want to share because. So I want to share this, and I'll put it in the note. Hopefully I'm doing the commands correctly. And the title of that thing, because I mix always the order, it's Azure Developer. .NET Day. So that was a pretty cool event. It was all streamed live, and I was supposed to be participating, but I was in my time zone, I was presenting at 4:30, and at 1 I lost power because we had a huge, was it last week? Yeah, it was last week. I think, yeah. And we have a huge ice rain storm, and I lost powers for 3 days. So like just a few hours before the talk, I was like to James Montemagno, I was sorry, but I can't be there. I don't have power anymore, and I was using my phone. And I reached out, so hopefully for like lucky, yeah, kind of lucky, I was not presenting alone. So my partner also had the time to reach him because like as the storm was progressing, even my phone was not working very well. So at some point I was completely off the grid and disconnected. That was not fun. That's how you know you are really depending on the technology. So I reached out to my friend, my co-presenter, and was like, hey buddy, I'm sorry, but you will have to present alone. But he was doing anyway the heaviest part of the demo, so it was not a big change for him. But here, so like I should have.
Sure, we have time. I want to bring on Dave.
Cool. So I want to do this. I think you can share with the time. There it is. So I will put that in the chat. So that's the demo that happened that day. So that's the demo where he's using Azure Communication Services to send an SMS with a short URL. So like from an application, he's just doing like, okay, like send a message, and it's just doing everything. In this example, instead of having like a console or like it's running in an Azure function. And the thing that is pretty cool is he wrote an example, so it's part of the doc. So I should also put that, but let's play this. Just I will be quiet for a few seconds.
Who's going to talk about our next session here. Hi David, how are you?
Hey Haley, how are you doing?
I'm doing really well. Very excited to have you here.
Thank you. It's going to be a big show to follow after Mike, but we're going to try our best to do this.
Oh, I'm excited.
Awesome. So, ready to kick off then? Let's do it. Cool. So, hey everyone. Today, I'll
See,
be
my name is there, but
an
never
SMS
show up.
generator. We're going to be showing you how to build an SMS generator that leverages short URLs, and we're going to be using it. That we're going to be sharing with.
So that was the idea of here, where it was like from an app that he built, we're using Azure function. It was like using the URL shortener, get the short URL, and then calling Azure Communication Services to send real SMS to his phone, and he's doing the demo and everything. But everything is coming from, where are the slides? Because I know in the slide, yeah, AKA, okay, let's try that. AKA https aka.ms/sms short URL. Did I type that correctly? Just test it out. Yeah. So if you go there, you can have it in JavaScript or in C# and explain everything you need to know. That's what he was following in the demo. So I said, hey, like we should totally have that ready so people can follow. So everything is there, so you could try it. I think he's like even having like a repo, so you could have the yeah. So there's the repo from the GitHub. So I will share that link here again. So let's do notes. Azure Communication Services plus short URL demo. There it is. So give it a try. It's all there, and like the video, watch it if you want. I know they will cut the video to just have like every sections, but honestly, all those video, they are all using Azure. They are all in .NET. So if you're on and watching me right now, I'm guessing you're interested in all that because that's what I do kind of all the time. So have a look. It was pretty good if you missed it. I know they will cut it so people can watch just like the video they interest, but you can always skip through the part that interests you. So enjoy. So now I'm really closing down parentheses, Stefan, and let's talk for today. So Codespace project template for .NET. So .NET Blazor portfolio site with GitHub Codespace. Create, customize, and deploy your own portfolio website in minutes. A lot of promises. In this template repository, we have the development. I should go in the other corner. Ready to go. So like everything is there. White Panther with a party of 6. Hey! Raids! Hello, hello! $106. Did you just hear 6? No, 106. Now I'm shaking. I was like a quiet stream today. Welcome everybody, welcome. I'm assuming now that the ads is finished playing. I'm late in the chat. Dang, everything is going super fast on my side. Welcome everybody. I'm Frank Boucher, and I'm a Microsoft employee, but here they don't know I'm streaming. It's a safe place to ask questions, have fun. I'm a .NET developer, but often I try different things because I like to learn. That's the one thing I like to do is learning. And I do that on camera to kind of like show that even if you're getting old like me, you can still have fun to learn and you shouldn't be scared to learn new things and be uncomfortable. So that's why I'm doing it. If you hear a little accent in my voice is I'm French. Not French, I'm Canadian French. French speaking Canadian. That's a movie also that make a lot of jokes about that. So do my best in English. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Like to learn. Yeah. Excellent. And like I'm missing so many messages in the chat. Oh boy. Okay, let me try to catch up. So I'm running on Linux. I'm trying to make my stream bigger. So many events. Even the chat is not following. CB, did you catch all that? So we have CB here over there watching us. You can play drop games, is keeping track of the score. There's a few things. I think if you do exclamation point command or commands, because I'm the king of the typos, so I kind of multiply the chat command to match my typos. So feel free to do that and learn more about how you can mess up with the stream. Let's go quickly. Hi bro, Finite is here. Hello Finite. Hello, like the king of the effect. I'm always very surprised when I'm watching your stream how far you push the effects. Pretty cool. Okay. No. Like 106. White Panther. Pretty cool. Love your blog. I'm often featuring your post in my reading notes, by the way. Robert Table is there. At least 6. Definitely 6+. Hello, my friend. How are you? Welcome, everybody. Welcome. Happy weekend. I'm close. I'm not there yet. I'm based in Canada, so it's still plenty of Friday to do. I have 2 recording to do for a Microsoft show, but I'm not on camera, so less stress. Behind the camera, I'm playing the producer. Okay, cam 1, go there. Denmark. Wow, that's cool. Denmark. Sorry, should stay in English, right? Commands. Excellent. So many thanks. Willie, very, very happy. So the plan of today, I will recap very briefly because I feel like I've been drifting all stream thanks to the great questions of Stefan, and I was really happy to share about that. But the stream of today is about this repo I'm sharing right now. Let me reshare it in the chat. I shared it earlier, but since we have new people coming in, thank you for the follow. It's very, very appreciated. So I have a talk coming up. It will be in French, but on this stream I use often Codespace Copilot. In fact, I share also 3 shorts that I did about Copilot. I'm having a lot of fun. I use that because I think it's useful, not just because it's trending. I use that. You see me on this stream using that all the time, but I also do that off camera. And like there's an event coming up, and I was like, yeah, like maybe I could have a pre-event talk about Codespace, Copilot, Visual Studio Code, and all those things. So someone talked about this repo, and I think it will be perfect for what I want to do. So I will leverage that repo and do my talk. But before like really starting to do my own planning about it, I want to do kind of like pass through this repo and see how it does, and then from there start messing around to build my talk. The talk will be on Microsoft Reactor on YouTube. It will be streamed probably on Twitch also. I think Reactor is always streaming on Twitch too. But they will be in French, like I said. So today is, if you don't speak French, today is your chance to learn more about Codespaces and Copilot. And for me, Codespace is pretty cool, though I use most of the time a DevContainer, not Codespace. So Codespace, what it is, it's you're running your environment, your dev environment is in a container, and it's running on GitHub, so online. So that's pretty cool. So like if you just have like a bare minimum laptop or things like that, you could have everything you need over there. Another very interesting thing is I'm a .NET guy. I did touch a little bit with a bunch of JavaScript, and I should be careful because I know there's a lot of JavaScript people here in that stream now with that raid. I love JavaScript, but I'm really bad at it. So I tend to not install NPM and those things on my machine because then it's just a mess and I break too many things. So I like still using it, so I use it in a container. So what I like about Codespace is even if I don't have NPM, for example, I like static web app, but the tool, the static web app CLI required to have NPM installed. So I was like, but using Codespace, now I have it without having to manage the version of NPM and things like that. The difference between Codespace and DevContainer is local. Thank you for following. Zerofant? Am I pronouncing correctly? What, Panther? You say you're saying so am I? Like doing the hey, welcome aboard. What do you say? So am I? Like doing the bad at JavaScript? I thought you were like full pro JavaScript. I know you do a lot of CSS things and like pure. Did you not build your own JavaScript framework? You know, that's not beginner. I was good back in JavaScript 2 point something, like even 1.4 jQuery. I was good back then. I created tools for my daughter to help her learning maths, and it was like showing cards. So we could say, okay, today we need to work the multiplication between those number, and like it was like randomly asking question. If she missed, then it was pulling that question back and put it back in the pile and doing that. Back then it was good. Today, really bad. Really, really bad. I did the chatbot. CB is done in Node. And I just want to rewrite it in C# because now I'm scared to touch anything to improve it, because it's not perfect, but yeah. But I think it's great. It's a great framework. I'm just bad at it. Anyway, so my point is, I use a lot DevContainer, so this way I can have stuff that I don't want on my machine, but in my dev environment. So the difference between Codespace and DevContainer is like the DevContainer is local, so it's running using Docker, and you have your dev environment. So that's pretty cool because same thing. You don't need to have, let's say you don't want to install .NET, but you would like to try today repo, so you run it locally in a container from Visual Studio, and you could just have it this way. You don't need to install it. It's all in there. That's pretty cool. So that's what I want to use. I use a lot Copilot as really as a, instead of like Googling and then like sorting all the questions answer from Stack Overflow or other website, I just type a comment in my code and read the suggestion. And the suggestions, the best thing about the suggestion is it's matching my environment. So if I was having some type name variable and stuff like that, that snippet that Copilot suggests is matching the stuff. So that's always pretty good. So we're having yeah, we don't do that here. So yeah, I forgot. How do we remove this? Oh, I think I found it. Cool. There it is. So yeah, I forgot where I was. Okay, so the plan of today is really to follow this. And yeah, so about this template, so what it does, it deploy a portfolio website using Blazor. So Blazor is a framework in .NET. You could do it with Blazor WebAssembly. That's my favorite. I'm not sure if they are doing it, that one here. But it's a web-based, really cool. And what's different about WebAssembly is it's running all on the client. So it's very light. And also if you run it on Azure, and it's free. It's kind of cool, right? I use that often. It's very popular also in many other framework, but you could do it. So here, click use this template button. Use this template button. Open it, like I think I will. I'm losing my voice. Okay, so instead of forking, you could use this, and it's bringing a little bit more. Okay, so select the repository owner, create a unique name, click code, and click create Codespace. Customize your portfolio website, deploy the website, and that's it. And after that, it's the details about Blazor and stuff like that. So let's do this. We'll create a new repository. So it's kind of forking. I want the same name, because yeah, include all branch. No, I think just main. Did anybody land? I should change the team now. I'm barely have snow on my around the house. like just a tiny little bit. In fact, yesterday I think we hit 25 Celsius. That's kind of warm. I'm telling you. I think it's close to 80 in Fahrenheit. What? 77. I was kind of close. 77 yesterday. I still have snow, but just, you know, a trace, not much. Okay, so now we are in our project. So now if I do code, now I could go here. If I zoom it, now I have different options. So I do code. Now I could go in, like there's local. If I wanted to clone it, I will do that later. But let's now try first in Codespace. So like I was saying, it's a container, but it will be on GitHub. So now create a Codespace on main. So I do that. I'll remove my zoom. So now it's creating all the stuff I need. Is anyone on the stream is like, let me know. I'm curious. So do you know what Codespace is? Do you use it? Do you use Copilot? Or do you know what Copilot is? Or maybe you think it's just buzzwords. Let me know. Yeah, well, snow is melting. So, melting, not smelting, melting. But, yeah, like, we had a lot of snow, so it takes time. But, and last week we had like a lot of ice. We had like a big ice rain storm, many trees lost branches. In front of my house, I lost a tree. Like I don't know. I'm hoping it's not lost, but my wife's like, yeah, it got uproot, fall down. So I'm like, yeah, maybe you could just like, because like it came with everything, like the patch of grass around the tree just kind of like, so I was like, hey, maybe I can just put it back and like hold it and it will make new roots. But I think it's just like next big wind, it will fall again. So I think I have no other choice to cut it. Unfortunately, but I lost power for 3 days. That was something, and we were about freezing temperature. So yeah, that was not really fun. So right now, sorry about that. What it does, it's really building that container. So we see like here, it's like doing all the dependency, building everything. So it's creating that image and creating that instance for us in the cloud. So close, Stefan. No luck today. Yeah, we should ask for a backdoor at the game was created not by me. The game was created by Instafluff. Maybe we should ask him about like, hey, can you change the level of difficulty and make people land so we could have like lucky days. Today, if your username started by the little B, you're fine. Still building that container. There it is. So now that the container is open, it's using Visual Studio Code Online. That's also pretty cool. I love that. I use that often for a very particularly. I use that often when, let's say, I'm like starting a new project and like there's stuff somewhere else, but I don't want to pull the repo and things like that. So I open the repo inside this online Visual Studio Code. That's pretty cool. And if you didn't know, at any repository you find, not to deploy, here, because we are in Codespace, we have a dev environment, so we'll be able to deploy and run it and stuff like that. But if you just want to edit code and see and navigate through the code, on any repo, you could just do dot, and then it will open it inside Visual Studio Code. But that, like, you cannot build there. That's just like a web editor, but it's pretty cool. You still have all the IntelliSense, everything is there. So very, very convenient. So like, if you want to code your Markdown article or anything, do your JavaScript stuff or CSS, you could do it there. It's pretty cool. But if you want to have an environment, then you need to run it into Codespace or locally. So now you just go back to repository. Okay, so here we are, and we have the console. It's still running the pus command. So that takes a few minutes, right? So here in that container, here at the top right, I have the dev container. That's where the definition of that container that right now our code space is. So if I expand this, I have my Docker file. I told you it was a container. And I have the dev container.json, and I have a shell script to make more stuff after. So let's start by the dev container definition. So it is a JSON document, and you have a name. So the name, that's the thing that will show up inside your in Visual Studio Code. I will show you after in a few. But then you have the build. So it says to use a Docker file that is located in the same folder, the context argument specifying the version of what you're using. Okay, so we'll have version 7. After that, like, you're configuring the ports because you're in a Docker container, so you still need to manage the port. For .NET, for the Azure Static Web App, 4280 is the port that is used. Excellent. The feature, you can then install a bunch of features if you want. So this is how you add feature inside of your Visual Studio. You could install then, like, so Azure CLI, GitHub CLI, Node. Even if I, like, when I will install that locally, not install, but run it locally, even if I don't have Node on my machine, because I'm running in a dev container, I will have it. So that's pretty cool. So using the LTS version of what, like, I'm guessing the latest, version latest LTS. Yeah, so LTS is the latest, long time support. And then install a few common, so a Z shell, my Z shell upgrade package, so a few things. So that's all the configuration. If I unzoom so we can have a better look, so we have it here, all the information. And if we go in the Docker file, just before we go there, where is it? So yeah, so in your definition of the dev container, you have a pus create command. So if you still need to, I don't know, like, let's say you're having a node contain dev environment and you want to npm is it npm install to download all your package? I think that's npm install. You could do it here. So like, when the container says it's ready, it's ready. Like, you're still waiting the same amount of time, but just like when it says, hey, I'm ready, that part has already been done. You don't need to go in and say, oh yeah, npm install, and like, okay, cool, now I have like another, you know, I need to go back and come back again. So that's pretty cool. In the Docker file, it's really just like doing a simple, for this example right now, it's running like a .NET SDK container. SDK, it's bigger, but we have all the tooling for development. And the post create shell script, it's a mouthful. it's updating. We're running on Linux, making sure we have everything. It's creating the dev certificate for .NET. It's like doing .NET to make sure everything is working. We can install other tools. So Biceps is the infrastructure as code for Azure, so you could be using that. There's the Azure CLI extension, very useful. I love that, use that often. The Azure function if you want. Azurite, how do you say that in English? I think it's Azurite. So Azurite, it's an emulator for storage. That's pretty cool. It's useful, like you could use it also for Cosmo DB, for Blob Star, like for all the Azure storage, you could use that. So instead of like having dependence in the cloud, you could run it locally. Like for example, in an ice rain storm, when you don't have any connection anywhere, then you could have that local and you could still code. But you need power to power your laptop. I didn't have any power. My laptop was dead pretty quickly. 3 days is a long time without power. You're thinking, do I really want to code, or should I wait it until this evening, late this evening, when I want to watch a movie? And lucky for me, had bunch of movie already downloaded, not on the laptop. No, on the laptop I didn't have anything, but on my tablet and like things had like you could download the version, and I had a few, and I was very happy about it because I discovered that I have some. Yeah, so here one thing that it will be very useful for us is installing the CLI. So C npm, like I was saying, and then just like doing that security and then using all my push. So now I have everything. So that's all in .devcontainer. So that's really useful. So now we're running, we have a dev environment over there. Customize the portfolio. So what do you... This link is not working. Okay. I went fast a little bit. So customize. Yeah, but I would like to run it before. I would like to run it. Do you have the... No, I want to run it locally. I don't want to deploy it yet. Can I? Okay, let's see if my memory is good. So I think you need to do, so I want to use the Azure Static Web App CLI. So it's Static Web App CLI. And I think you just do start. Though I may need to specify where it is. So the root, if I'm looking here, oops, what did I do? I need to go in src because I will need to point where the project is. So I think I will need to do this src. Let's give it a try. Oh. Cool. So see what, like before I was specifying that the port, the configuration port was 4280. So now it's using it. So let's give it a try. Control click. Trust this domain, and I will remove the zoom. What? No. What? No. I want a local host. Local host. This port. Why it's not working? Should be working. It's trying to run in Azure. It's not in Azure. Sorry, that page is missing. Yeah. I did something wrong, right? Okay, okay. Let's stop it. Let's start again. Oh, maybe I need to do some init. Static web app init. Yeah. No, let's change directory to src. Right, and after that, I think it's static web app init. I forgot what it is. No, now I will create something. No, I don't want you to create anything. Yeah, I thought. They have a website. Get started. Install it, it's done. Validate that it installed. Well, it's running, so like it should be already there, right? Let's clear, sorry. So one. Oh yeah, it's true. Okay, so SWAT, blah blah blah. So login in it. So initialize a new static web app project. No, we have that. So start was just from a directory to bind the dev server. Deploy, build. So start. Yeah, it should just be like this. Let's give a second try. Nope, that's not what I want to do. I want to go here and let's just do static web app start. Yeah, no, that's not what I want to do. Localhost, and it was 4280. I forgot. I think that's what it's supposed to be, right? So why it's not working? We couldn't find the page. Do I need to do something like index.html? Nope. Okay. Check for what? No. Look like from Codespace. Warning: the simulator may not match the cloud environment exactly. Oh, no, that's fine. Okay. What do? We follow what they say, huh? I think we should deploy that, but yeah, like. Yeah. Let's try this. Maybe it was not built yet. Maybe that's why. So .NET Restore and .NET Build. Ah. What? Ah, I'm not. That's why I was not working. Frank, come on. You're missing a step here, buddies. So say when you compare city code space load the terminal on the bottom, or well, blah, 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 executing, but I cannot execute this command because I'm not where the code is. If I'm looking here, my solution, this is where the project is, but it's an SRC Blazor app. So I still need to go Blazor app. And now if I run the build and restore, now it's working. Aha, cool. And now if I do, like I don't think I needed to build it, but now if I do the start, it will start and will have something to show me. I'll come back. Damn it. Oh. Yeah, I know. Eventually we'll get there. Why it's not working? All right, I'm off. Have a good weekend, Game Lord. Did you land? Who land? Stefan finally land. Yay! Now you could go have, hey, Jason Hands here. Have you tried turning off? I should, right, Jay? How are you, my friend? I miss you so much. I was not watching. I was listening to the Paul. Oh, what is it again? I forgot the name. The podcast. Forgot the name. Impulse. Community Pulse podcast. And it was good to hear your voice. Okay, so when complete, you will see Codespace load in the terminal section at the bottom where you can see the .NET restore executing. When complete, you will return with a prompt where you can run the executing this, but it doesn't work for us. Community Pulse, After Pulse. Yeah, and it was great. It was about AI. That's the episode I listened, and I think there was another one after talking about another episode that I listened, but you were not part of it. It was about losing the job. So I'm in Bash. Could it be that? So let's open a new terminal like this. Let's go Z shell. So I'm on main. So if I do now SD src and then Blazor app, if I do .NET build, so it's running perfectly. If I do .NET run, it will probably run. Yeah. Do you have any link? I will share that. Like I think AI was pretty cool. So do you have that link, Andy? I will share it to the chat. Okay. So Alexandrie Grenier, that's us right now. So we have this. So we have, it's working. I don't know why it's not working with the CLI, the SWA CLI, but so now it's working. That's cool. So let's stop it, and then let's do static web app start. It should work. Do I need to put this? Maybe. Let's give it a try. it's not working. I think you need to, I thought you had like a command. Yeah, something like this. But that's not what they say. So that's why I'm surprised. Cool, thank you. So I will give people more context. Let's just drop my clipboard here. So, chat, Community Pulse is a podcast that is where Jason Hen is one of the speaker owner. Really interesting, and here they talk about AI and ChatGPT, as you can see here. Really, really interesting. I think they are asking and talking like the good questions. Really, really interesting. I was published on the 24th, but it's okay to watch it a little bit after, like I did during my no power period. So have a listen. It was pretty good, and like kind of all episodes, even if I'm a little bit biased, all episodes are pretty good. So let's give it a try now. It's looking better now. Okay. For some reason, why did you stop at 99? Okay, so now we have it. Yay! Why the default was not working though? That's weird. I'm sure I'm not the first one to do that. Is it something I did different? Right, the URL is still funky. A little bit of Copilot. So Jason, like I need to do a talk about Codespace and Copilot and Visual Studio Code in the coming days in French. And someone pointed out this repository as a good place to like. I was like, yeah, just do this. And I was like, nah, I'm not sure I want to do that, but I will definitely use it to explain how it's interesting and useful. I know you know Codespace. We had a lot of fun playing with that when we were building the commit to memory game, or the Triavia game in JavaScript, right? The first one was in JavaScript. See, chat, I did try really hard to do JavaScript. So yeah, so I don't know why just start didn't work. Did I need it to specify the link? But it says just to do what with the dot? No, the dot seems to be after, so they say just do this, and it didn't work. TypeScript, yeah, it's true, TypeScript. Yeah, that was after I finished the chat. CB was like, yeah, no, I need stronger type, and that's why we use TypeScript. Yeah, now like, I feel like it's a million years ago. So when the application starts, you will see a prompt to go to that port, and you open it, and it's wonderful. Cool. So now customizing it. Excellent. Oh, yesterday I was. Well, now it's too late for you because I know you just have now a deck. But oh, it's called again. Asus. Let's go on the ASUS. I should have said just asus.com. What? Yeah. Asus just released a new console. Is it this? No. Where is it? And it was clearly a competitor for Stream Deck. The ROG. Yeah, ROG. Nope. ROG. What is it? Oh. But not the phone. It was a console. Asus Stream Deck competitor. It's in 2 words. Stream Deck. But not this. The device is called Stream Deck, right? Yeah, Stream Deck. But not Stream Deck. I think it was called ROG. Anyway, it's a competitor and it's coming. I saw some like game stream yesterday talking about that. Anyway, I'm being drift again here. I saw some YouTube video on it. Looked nice. A little smaller than the Stream Deck. Okay, so some people didn't like the way it felt either in the end. Okay. I thought I tried that. Like this, right? He's a Stream Deck. I think it was Rogue. But I feel like Rogue is also the name of their phone. Ally? Yeah, I think it's something like that. Yeah. Yeah, there it is.
Here at ROG, we're always...
There it is. That's the device I'm looking for. So we'll share that in the... But you know what, Jason? I don't think I will buy that one either. Yeah, people were not sure because it was on April Fool, I think they released. Why did he do that on the 1st of April? Someone forgot that it's a bad idea to do any announcement. But no, that thing is real. And I think it makes sense that coming from Asus, like it doesn't feel like far-fetched from them. It looks, I like the white though of it. Yeah, it runs on Windows on it. There will be two versions. The first version I forgot, but like apparently, like it's in Canadian dollar, but for you it will be like even half the price. So I think the first version is about 400 or 500, and the bigger one with like tons of more gig, more space and everything was about 800, I think. So I'm guessing like the most expensive or the bigger one will be probably in US dollar, will be 500, 600, something like that. Hey Stefan, have a good weekend. Very happy to have you today. Thanks for being with us. Yeah, I like the white color, it's pretty cool. Anyway, like yesterday, it was just like I'm guessing on there they have video, and it was funny because you know how commercial are, right? So like you were seeing like a bunch of people like playing with it, and like there was a woman in a cafe, and she was playing, and like she was playing Forza or something like that, or Rally, like a racing game. So like the car was going like super straight, and you could see her like moving her thumbs and like doing stuff, and it's like she's not playing what we see. It's totally fake. And at the same time, another one, he arrived at home and he forgot his key, but oh, he still have his device. So like he sit on his porch in the stair of his porch like playing, and then the night arrived and like there's a bunch of zombie and he's just like playing like you didn't notice anything. But yeah, so it's think it may cool. I don't know. But I thought, so what OS Stream Deck is running? Is it the proper like is it Steam OS? I thought it was Linux. The real test of the device is how, yeah. Okay, that's cool. I mean, I have Steam installed here and a few games. Come on. Oh, interesting. I cannot show you my my app. Can I do if I do this? Nope. Doesn't want me to. Steam. Nah, it does it in the other screen. Sorry, but yeah, I was surprised. This laptop that I'm running right now, it's Linux. If I type correctly, Neo Fetch. I'm running Linux, and it's not like a super monstrous machine, but it's small, so I really like it, so I can carry it everywhere. And I installed game, and I was surprised. And at first I was looking, I was like, yeah, that would be cool to have like a game, kind of turn-based or something chill, right? And I tried a different game, and at first I was just looking for the Linux compatible game, and at some point I just like, I don't see that it will be running on Linux, but let's give it a try and install it, and guess what? It was running, and yeah, I was surprised. But you're right, Jason. I think the real test will be, will it run without Wi-Fi? Like, you know, just offline, like you said. Yeah, and sometimes like I'm having fun even on that laptop playing on xbox.com, so streaming. but you still need to have your controller. And like for some game, I feel like it's okay, but for me and my like one I want to play on my tiny laptop is just like, you know, I'm on the couch or something, so I'm not carrying a controller. So I wish I could just like, no, I want to play with the keyboard and like if I want, but they say nope, you need to play with the controller. But I know like Xbox, but there's also Xbox PC, so like I don't know. I feel like some games you should say, hey, no, it's okay. You could play without that. Even like playing on my tablet, I was hoping to be able to play at, I think it was Civilization, because it's in the Game Pass. I was like, cool, I will play that, and like I think it will be awesome as my tablet is touch, and Civilization is like a city builder game with tiles, and I was like, you know, touch will make a lot of sense, but no, you need a controller. And I was like, no, I don't want a controller. I'm on a couch and just want to chill, like, you know, on the side, not having this. And like, anyway, okay, so weirdly that didn't work, not sure why. Let's continue to follow. So say, okay, did we stop it? Let's stop it. Control C to stop the experience. So here we have a console, like I was saying. So that's pretty cool. Good. Before we go there, so one thing we could do is bring, clone the repo locally and run it locally and without installing anything. I don't think I have on, if I do my terminal here, let's zoom it a little bit. If I do static web app version, see, I don't have static web app installed, but let's download that repo, clone that repo, sorry. Yeah, okay. And come on. I want to use my favorite tool. I want to clone from GitHub. And it was Codespace. Cool. Clone the repo. Yep, open it now. Cool. So now we had it. So Control Shift E for opening my local Visual Studio Code. And here say, hey, folder DevContainer was found. Do you want to use it? And please show me my other notification. There it is. So let's zoom. Oh, it's big enough. Oh, I'm in the way. Frank. Voila. So folder container, dev container configuration. Do you want to reopen this in a container? So we'll say, yeah, reopen this environment in a container. So I can dismiss this one. And I'll probably reduce a little bit my it's big. So let's watch the log. So it's building stuff right now, just like Codespace. The same thing is happening. It's the same container, and that's the beauty of it. So while this thing is happening, let's go back to our online version to see what we need to do. So get started. So we did that. Cool, customize. So first, for each step, open the code space, then can commit. Okay. So add your details and social media account. So we need to open the file in www root, and simple data will have like site property. So let's have a look to this. So I'm in my browser Visual Studio Code, and we go, so we are already open here in the Blazor app. I will download to, I will switch side, Should I go right in the middle? Maybe I should go right in the middle. Open this. It was simple data, and it was site properties. There it is. So now, I don't like being in the middle. So now the name is not Alexandre Grenier, it's Frank Boucher. Let's try that. My title, I'm a PM. Only one person now is laughing probably. I'm a cloud advocate. Email, Frank. Yeah, okay, that's Frank.Boucher at. For a moment, I was worried that Copilot will catch my real email and put it there. What? Dev2? Dev2? Oh, yeah. F. Boucheros, I think. This is Instagram, it's F. Boucheros. LinkedIn, it's F. Boucheros. Medium, it's F. Boucheros. Twitter, it's F. Boucheros. I think you see a pattern, right? Yeah, I think that's all. Okay, cool. So now, as we can see, we are online in a code space and in our container. And here Visual Studio Code say, hey, you have changed one file. If I extend this, like there's changes here. And if I look, it's just regular Git, right? So it sees the difference, like you changed this. So now what I can do is just say, hey, I want to push this. So let's say, make it personal. I'll commit. Now, it was in my container, the change. Now, when I pushed it, now it's on GitHub. I didn't need to push it to see the difference. So right now, I will try one more time to give it a chance. Maybe like I didn't do it correctly. Let's just do SWA start again. What's the difference between this and this? There in the URL there's no difference. So there's really something that's not what I meant. There's something that doesn't work. I will need to report that. Okay, cool. So let's do let's yeah, we spend enough time having fun. So let's close this one. So this one, now if I refresh it, yeah, I have Frank Boucher, Cloud Advocate. Now I could go down. That's cool. Now if I go in the About page, I'm guessing, nope. Oh, I have this. Was I right? I was right. Cool. So, oh yeah. Okay, that's cool. So it does that. That's cool, right? So I didn't have to install anything on my machine. I didn't even need to download, the code. So if I have like a very tiny machine, if I'm running on my tablet, I could go there and run from there. That's pretty cool. So that's the beauty of Codespace, and you could change all the things. Now, sometimes you don't have internet and you want to run locally. That's why if I switch now to my local now I'm in my local environment on my machine. So I will just close this, close that. Now let's open the terminal. I will just use the Z shell. So remember when I did previously, if I reopen my terminal, I didn't. Okay, let's reopen one. Come on. Zoom, zoom, zoom. No. Zoom. So if I do SWAT version, I don't have it locally, but here if we look, I'm not working on my machine. I'm in a dev container called DevContainer for .NET. So I'm not on my machine. I'm in a workspace, and my name is VSCode. That was part of the description in the file we look DevContainer. So now here, if I do swap -- version, because I'm in a container, I will have it, and it's running the version 1.1.1. 1.1.1.1. And I only took one coffee. So that's pretty cool. So I don't need to install it. And now if can we, okay, so now let's go into the source directory, and it was Blazor app. So now we are in a good one. So if we do .net build. Sorry, that was a little bit of French here. I was saying I was not able to write. I can't write. Let's try, does that work locally? So static web app start. No, so that command doesn't work either. If I do this, maybe it's because I need to specify this. Let's try that. I don't think it will work. Will it? Just because I said. Most of the time when I'm running with Blazor, I'm running a longer function because I'm also specifying some API. So it's Azure Static Web App. So this CLI is CLI for Azure Static Web App. In Static Web App, you have the front end, that that single page application, right? Static website. And you can have an API. So like usually I have a longer command, and I'm used to that longer command that I always forgot. So I always go to that website to get it right. But yeah, so it doesn't look like it's working. What if I put instead 4280? Oops. Frank, come on. It's here, you need to type the command. Yeah. Nope. So we still need to do this. So if I go back locally, waiting. No, it's still like there's some connectivity between the two. Like so it's waiting. So there's something not working. Yeah, I think it's because we need to specify that. Like, anyway. So now it will work. So here, but it shouldn't have our changes, right? Because we commit after we pull. So now what we can do is, we'll stop this, go back in my local Visual Studio Code, we'll stop. And we can see here, like Visual Studio Code, where is it? Where is it? Here. Just, oh, I cannot, oh, can I bring it? Yeah, here. Visual Studio Code is telling me that there's one change that you don't have. So what I could do is do git pull. Do I need to? No, I think I got it correct. So now if I run it again, now I have my change. And of course it opened, but why? What did I do? Yeah, voila. It was cached. So now I'm running on localhost in my dev container, and because of Git decentralized source repository, now I have my code. So that's pretty cool. So that's what I like. Now the beauty of it, and I start using it, I really kind of use that a lot when I was working on a project with Jason Hen here in the chat. And the goal was I would like to give him a dev environment that runs, so he could just like have that, press F5 to run the thing, and it would work. That was the point. Using in desktop mode. Oh, I missed that. So similar to what you see on Raspberry Pi. Okay. Oh yeah, okay, talking about the Stream Deck and the OS. Using okay. But it should be, I think it like the Stream Deck is kind of a powerful machine though. So I think that's cool, and we can have some fun here. One thing that I would like to show probably is Copilot. So let's see. So now we change the site property. That's cool. Update the name, the title, blah blah blah. Optional value, email address will be used in the footer. Okay, cool. Update the images. And after that you can deploy it. Okay, that's cool. But I will, okay, so I will need to find something to play a little bit more about the Copilot part, because even this here, if I go back into this page, if I go here, do I have Copilot? Maybe I don't have the Copilot thing. Hey, thank you for the follow. Who was it? Was to develop stuff. Thank you for the follow. It's really appreciated. So here it looks like I don't have Copilot. Can I add it? Oops, I missed a T. Yeah, okay, Copilot was not installed, so let's install it. Oh yeah, that's one thing I could do then. I could show how to use it. So now that we have Copilot here, right? If I do this, that's pretty cool, right? So title, I would say him. URL shortener. What's happened? I hear alright, but what was it? The sound effect of the follow? That's strange. Cool, and the URL HTTPS. Let's see how quickly it will find github.com, and then it will be let's fboucher /az. That's not the URL, but it's pretty close. What's happening? Shirley Dev, awful season. What? Am I missing some messages? For some awful reason, my project manager decided we need to stand down meeting on Friday afternoon to get to know the team better. Anyway, I'm here now. We should restart the stream. Okay, let's do it. There it is. Welcome to the stream, Mr. Surly Dev. How are you? I hope you had a nice week. While you were making friends in your team, that's good though. Like, I think it's important to know your teammates. But no, I won't start. I'm about to finish the stream. In fact, I should be focusing trying to find who we should raid, because since White Panther, Black Panther, that was me back in the day. My avatar name was Black Panther. White Panther, no, it was Black Tiger. Black Tiger was my nickname. White Panthers raid us. Thank you again. We should, and like, big thanks for like all the new followers. Welcome. Everything will be in the show notes, by the way. So this is Behind My Cloud. So if you do behindmycloud.com, you go there and everything is there with all the show notes. And you see the score, the show notes and stuff like that. And any notes, good URLs. I'm assuming CB will take note of the raids. But now it's our turn. I'm losing my English. It's our turn to find a raid. So who should we raid? Any suggestions? While there's a wave of drop. Looked like someone just arrived on the stream. Any suggestions? Fred off, always not fall on our feet, but on the target. There's Adam.dev. Oh, that, like, yeah, dude, he's funny. We can try to stream him, raid him, I mean. Let's do that. Yeah, okay, so let's wrap up. Let's wrap up here. Boom, let's go here. That was a cool, I think we made progress. I definitely think that this repo is useful. What do you think, chat? I think this will be the great place. Now I just need to find a place. Well, I will show how to add Copilot, and then I will be making some change code, or like even like just the markdown file could be interesting. Need to think about, be careful when I am entering my email. Though, like if it's my Microsoft email, that's totally fine. But yeah, so I think that would be good. Yeah. Yeah, I think that would be good. Yeah, I think I will forward. I will continue to work on that, and let's try now. If I remember, is it how we do the raid thing? Doesn't look like it was the raid command. Cool. We'll go see Adams. So I wish you all a great week. Enjoy, go outside if you can, and we'll see you all next week. Bye-bye.